La 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 la. Hello, welcome back to the Globe's premier #1 modeling channel, beamed throughout the world on. Welcome back to the channel. Live stream this week. Next week we're going to launch a satellite. Going to be available on all the networks. Obviously, I'm joking. Right. This is part 13, I believe, and it says take 4, and it says that because the other day I tried to do this, and the internet was in and out all day, and in the end it shut down completely. And I think I had 3 goes at trying to put something out and got nowhere with it. So consequently, there's been bits done to the build that are not been shown because I didn't know at what point the internet went out. I've deleted them files now because they were just random. So we're going to carry on with the Spitfire. I will say before we start that Angela's gone out. She's gone into town. I've been left with 2 dogs, and they don't get along. They are segregated, but if one gets near the other, there will be a fight, and I'll have to run off very quickly and sort it out. I've got them separated though. I'm also expecting a package. It may come today. It may be tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure on that, but so I may have to go and answer the door as well. Nothing I can do about that. I can't schedule it any other time because they don't give us a slot for when the package is coming. So there we go. I keep getting people telling me that this is a waste of time, this kit. Not what I'm doing. Not that I'm wasting my time modeling. That this is a waste of time. This kit specifically. They're saying that. So let me flip it down now. They're just saying that it's really bad. Some people have told me that even if I can do it, it will be no good. So I hear what they're saying, and I like that challenge that so many people are saying this, and I think I'm going to take that challenge and I'm going to try and build something respectable. It's not going to be anything mind-blowingly. Wow, look at that, that's amazing, but I expect you to be able to look at it and people to go, oh, he has actually made a good kit, and that doesn't look too bad, and maybe sway their opinion a little bit if I'm lucky. That's odd. The door upstairs is just slammed shut. And the reason that's odd because I'm the only one in the house. So that's throwing me a bit now. So that's where we're at. So I'm gonna carry on. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop because people think it's a waste of time. I'm not aiming that at anyone in particular. I'm just, because there's quite a few people that have said the same thing. So it's just, I'm not aiming that at one person. It's just generally all the people that don't like this kit, and they've got very good reasons why they don't like it. I'm not saying they haven't. I'm just saying that I like doing these sorts of kits, and I want to try and prove that you can make a damn nice kit out of it. That's the theory, and we all know how about theories and practice. So anyway, so the things that got done off camera, if you like, obviously there's been a primer coat gone over the top. The seams have all been dealt with now, and to be fair, they weren't really that bad. This one across the top, I don't think I had to. Oh yes, I did. I put a bit of filler in that. This one on the front had filler. I missed that hole out because I thought something was going to come along and slot in there, but I was told after I'd just finished priming it that nothing goes there. So I've had to come along and fill that, and I'm going to sand that shortly back down so it's all smooth. The bottom took probably the most filler. The weakest area would be this front section here, but as you can see, I've managed to get that nice and flat, and I've managed to remove the seam from under here, and I've been along and rescribed almost all the panel lines along the top. They're not great. I'm not great at scribing, honestly. I'm not, and you'll see some areas where that's a bit of a scrappy one there. Other ones are a lot better. It's hard to pick anyone out, but some have got where I've gone off and it's turned into a scratch, which I've got to deal with before so I'm just looking to see whether we've got any there. I don't know whether that one's a scratch or whether that's actually just where I've caught it on some. No, just caught it on some. Actually, that one I've just showed you is about the worst one. Yeah, that one I showed you is the worst one because it needs rivets putting back in. Now, I've never done rivets before. You can see they're missing off the top or very faded. I've never done rivets before, so that's going to be interesting, to say the least. So let's take care of this front section first. I'm going to use let's see. No, I want the UMP ones for this, I think. Maybe the UMP ones just to get the bulk of the off, and then we'll see how it goes, and then move over to the flexi sander to want to make sure I got it all even. I don't want to dip at there and then it's sort of rising up. So just make sure it's all I think we're about ready on that section. There we go. And then we'll get the flexi sander. I love this to bits, but it's just no good for certain situations. Where it does excel, it excels with a great degree of it's just fantastic when it does know what it's doing, and when it's the right environment for it. It can't be beaten, I don't think, especially when it comes to these rounded sections like this, where you don't want any flat or sort of hexagonal type edges where you've got lots of little flat spots. And I mean, that's amazing. It's lovely, gentle curve over the top. Only thing is, I'm not sure whether as I'm sanding that back, I'm getting a bit of seam line up here. I don't know whether that's just me or how odd. I had got rid of that. Right, well, when we reprime that, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Basically, where I've sanded it, there's a seam line reappearing. I've never had that happen before. I have heard of it though. Right, so we'll pop that to one side because I do believe we are looking at wings. We'll keep this out for 1 second because one of the areas where this gets a lot of flack from people is actually the bottom wing, the wing roots, etc., because apparently they are an absolute pig. So with that in mind, I think we'll just do a little quick fit test just to see how it's looking. And to be honest, I'm expecting it to be well, everyone's expecting it to be very poor. So fingers crossed, eh? Right. Just checking around, it's a little bit I think, yeah, it needs a little bit of clean up around the edges. So it's a bit flashy there. Okay, and then that goes on there, that goes on there. Actually, I don't think that's too bad. I'm going to need a little bit of filler, yeah. But as you can see from that side, we're fairly close. We've got the top part to come on. We're going to need probably a little bit of filler at the wing root there, but I mean, I can push that down. So when, you know, once it's glued and clamped, then if we flip that over again, we're okay on this side. And then if we flip over, maybe a little bit at the front there. We're okay at the sides, I believe. It's hard to keep it held down in all the different positions. The back bit will fit better once it's been cleaned up a bit. but that's not too bad. It is going to need some work doing to it, but I expected that. Right, so we're good on that. Let's pop that down. Pop that down there. We need to have a look at right. Okay, let's just take what I consider to be the excess off. Use these panel lines as a guide so I don't take too much off. Obviously that's not supposed to be there. And then you can see using the panel lines that this panel line is very, very close to the edge on this side. If it will focus, I'm bringing it right in close because sometimes that works for me better than no. So if we drop out, will it and sometimes it's just better to turn the you can see the panel line on that side. There's about, I don't know, a centimetre, not a centimetre, sorry, a couple of millimeters. And then on the other side, if it comes into focus, no, it's not going to have it. You just have to take my word for it. But anyway, I use that as a visual guide so that I don't take too much off one side. I am using a coarse grit, so I've got to be careful. Little damages and nicks and sharp edges along there. Let me just try a slightly less coarse one. It really doesn't make a lot of difference to me because they're going to be glued anyway, so it's a good it leaves a good key on the surface. Then is that flash or is that is flash? Okay. There we go, gone. John Paul, hi. Hi Rob, 6:30 AM. Crikey, it is early there. 4 AM UK time. I'm up. Just got home from work. Nights suck. And Rob says the build for the fit on his wings was okay. Oh, that's interesting, because I've had a couple of people that said that their wing builds were not brilliant. But I guess it's also a case of how people see it. I mean, to somebody new to the hobby, it might not seem, it may seem a massive gap, or it might seem a tiny gap. There we go, smooth that off a bit. Brilliant. Now I'm just going to try and square these off here, because basically they're not quite, they're a bit, they're not quite square, if that makes sense. So I just want to try to straighten them up a little bit. Looks a little bit better, I suppose. Right, I'm going to have to check. Back in a minute. Nobody there. No, nobody there. False alarm. There's probably going to be lots of that. The dogs can be a pain. Right. Everything's okay along there. Apart from that, I'm not sure whether that's meant to be. We'll wait and see on that one. Got a little bump here that's part of the outer fuselage wing structure. There we go. There. I don't know whether that's meant to be proud like that. The other side, it's not as proud. In fact, it's virtually. Where are we? Let's see if I can do that again. It's there. And if you look at the profile of it, it's not, it's virtually undetectable. So wait and see on that. Right, so now I believe, if I remember rightly, we're going to be doing the guns and assembling those on these wings. So I'm going to get the instructions back out. And yes, we are. So we're going to be doing the guns. Now, fortunately, they're all the same colour, 53, which I think is a gunmetal colour, which would be appropriate, oddly enough. Now let's just have a look at what we've got here. We've got an X through this one here, so I don't know whether that's saying fill. That's not use. X is obviously do not use, but do they want us to fill it? Okay, so we've got all the symbols at the front there. Assembly icon instructions, except the X. That could mean anything. I know generally it would mean do not use because it's been crossed out, but it could mean, just thinking out loud here, it could mean you've got to fashion together a crucifix and stick it on the front of the on the front of that hole, or a makeshift propeller. Yeah, see, a makeshift propeller. Yeah, it could mean anything, but it doesn't, of course. Right, let's find these gun pieces. So it's saying there's just 2. 14, 15, 13. Right, so there's I think they're, did it say Browning? I remember. Let me find what we're looking for in the sprues. There we go. There's some guns. 168, 167, yeah, 168, 167. And no, it'd be too simple to put the rest on that same bit of sprue. So instead, now we've got to go looking for the other sections. And we've got some barrels here, so yeah, these are our other barrels we need. We'll cut them off now because I can see them down here. 53, 74, 75, no, sorry. Yeah, 74, 75. Snippers, need the snippers now. I have to say I've really enjoyed building this Spitfire. I wasn't sure going into the build whether it was going to be a good build or whether it was even a good decision. I felt maybe I might have been taking on more than I could sort of chew. But I've got to say I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. And I find there's many nights where I just want to come on and go live and start doing some more to this, but I have to spread them out evenly. And don't forget, you can win a pair of these just by joining our Soviet build. Put your photo up with the kit you're going to build. Make sure you've built it before the end of December, and they'll all be looked at, and the winner will win a pair of these display single edge nippers, and they are possibly the best sprue cutters I've ever owned. They're very hard to get a hold of, and they are superb. 74, 75, and then over here we've got 80 and 81. And we're going to have a load left over, apparently. Now I'm probably going to just glue these on and then spray them on the inside once they're glued down. We'll see how that goes. Right, I think I've finished with that one. 80, 81, and then we've got, oh no, we've got an 82, an 83, an 84, 82. Oh, would you believe it? Happens every time. This better not be Angela. Hello? Yes? I'm doing a live showcase. She's gone out. What do you need? Your doctor's phone? Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. Are you coming here? Right. Okay. I'm gonna go, Cass. Bye. Right. Sorry about that. Oh dear, my poor legs. Struggle with that. I know it's only a little way, but I get a lot of pain in my leg. Right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need that one. And we'll come over to, they've got to be on this sprue. I'm looking for 169, 168. No, 169. 173. That looks like one piece that I'm after. Where did I see that? The numbers are very obscure on. Right, yeah, that's 83. I need that one out. So all I can do at this stage is go through, cutting all the various pieces off. Then we got that. And we got these obscure, they're like little semicircular. I guess they're something to do with the ammunition. I'm just seeing. Right. 71. And 16. Dear oh dear, there's so much flash on here. It's not on that, so I'm missing it. I've got to go through it. I've got to be careful because it should have been on here really. The phone rang and perhaps I didn't give this a proper look at. 88, 87, 82. Come on, where are you? There's 81. Why did you not put 82? It's just printed everywhere. There's no 81 ends there, and then all right, it's not there. You just double check back on this one, and I'm sure it's not there. Now we're on here. Ah, they look like them. 173, 174. Yeah. Bingo. What I'm doing here that you probably shouldn't do, especially if you're new to building, I've just snipping things off and putting them down on here, and then I'll come and assemble them together. But what you really should do is make a note of which one's which, because in some cases they only go on in that position, and you could end up finding out that you've put number 174 where number 173 is, and they may look exactly the same, but when it comes to left and right, there may be a slight difference, and you can normally see it, to be honest. But you know, just it's worth bearing in mind that you should, in your mind, keep a record of where everything goes, which is why I like this ceramic tile, because I can just segregate them over there, and then with my marker come along and put a circle around that one, say, and put number 73. So I know. Right. So I've got a feeling I've already done number 82. I've already took it off the, but we will look in a minute. 175 and 176. Now I'm sure I've seen them already. There they are. Lovely. So all we can do now is start putting these bits together and start looking at where everything goes. Now then, it says here about putting the wheels in. Now ordinarily I would say don't start attaching the wheels yet. Now then, because this came with a stand, this one actually has a stand with it, I'm actually thinking of doing it flying for the first time. It would be a flying plane. I've never done them before. I've always done them with their wheels down, because it's there to see. I generally don't like having the wheels up because it's lost detail. So I'm going to have to think on that. But if you're putting the wheels in, then yeah, stick with the instructions maybe, but you do need to think about painting around here first. If you're doing them down, then I wouldn't attach them yet. I would get everything else in, but we'll see about that when it comes. Let me just take the big guns off here. I'm expecting the barrels to be quite bad with seams, but time will tell. think I've got some of the worst out the way. Where's the knife gone? Where has the blade gone? So we've just got small barrels. So I'm going to show you. We've got some seam lines on the top that will need to be taken care of. Oh, damn it. Just not going to show it. Oh, there's one. It is there. So one method you can use is with a sharp blade, just scratch along the seam line. The other thing we need to look at is the front of the barrel where I've cut off the sprue. There's a tiny little bit of sprue gate. Tiny little bit of sprue gate needs to come off. And also, if I've got a drill small enough, we need to look at maybe putting a hole in the end of the barrel. Certainly I've got one big enough for the big guns. First things first, let's take care of that. And with the display sprue cutters, I don't think there's any other kit that sprue cutter that can get a flat cut like that. Oh, come on. No. Right, again, you're going to have to trust me on that. Bloody camera, I hate it. Every other time, it works all right. As soon as I want to show somebody something on it, it won't work. Just scrape the base off of that. Now, is that the bottom? If that's the bottom, I don't need to. Just need to see how it's got to go. Is that sideways? I think that goes like that. And that. So there's the locating peg there. So let's think it's saying that one goes there. which is odd because that means it's short. Yeah, so that's just going to be there like that. Get that in a minute. Let's just make sure. This might be one of those times where mixing them up was not a good idea. One may be longer than the other. No, they're the same. It's okay. Again, beautifully flat. How big is my... Oh, that's too big. Let me see, what have I got that's smaller? Is that broken or... That is broke. Yeah, that's way too big. Right, I don't want to spend all the time looking for a drill bit, so I will probably do those. I'll probably find that and drill most of those out off camera, and what I'll do is I'll drill these ones out on camera, obviously when I found the drill, and so you can see how I do it. Where's that flexi foil gone? There we go. So this is where this surpasses all other sanders. We've got this like... There we go, it's beautiful. Done a beautiful job there. Make sure, and we should be okay. I think that's a tubular frame on the top there. It's like a... Again, that's good. A little bit at the front there I've missed. Oh, raining down there in town as well. She didn't take an umbrella either. There we go. Great stuff. It's a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer to do it. I have got a very, very fine strip on there. It's almost just feels like a sheet of paper, and it's worn as well. So yeah, you can do it quicker with the other ones, but this, you get a fantastic result with this, and you know that you've not lost any of your shape. Right. There we go, and it does work on the flat as well. Right, I'm going to have to just shut the door. We've got water coming in. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. So let's just. I don't think these are going to be seen. They're not on display. So let's get this one on in position. And I believe that just goes there. I ain't got a pair of tweezers on me. See how that dries. It's not very. You see how that dries, and we're going to put in another one next to it. This one's already been done by the looks of it. Must have been the one I done a minute ago. I don't believe it. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Right, okay. Right, okay. Bye. Apparently the parcel's going to be delivered any minute. So normally doesn't come till the sort of later in the afternoon, 1, 2 o'clock. Typical, really. If I'd have waited and done this afternoon, he wouldn't have turned up till 2. Right, and we'll pop that one on there. Bloody sausage fingers, they always get in the way. It's not gluing very well together for some reason. I don't know whether there's something wrong with that glue. I wonder we've not got very good contact. But that's loose as well. Wonder whether it's time to change and try a different pot. Let me just have a look what the right. Let's get that on there for a minute. Nudge that round to where it should be. Let's try and no, I don't think there's any. The brush is at it. The brush is all curled up. I don't know why. Nothing coming out. I'm going to change that in a minute, I think. I have got a different type of glue. Well, I mean, it's the same type of glue, but a different company. I was recommended this to swap to this, so I might actually give it a go. Oh no, that's gone on a bit better. So I think don't think I was getting enough glue down. Let's see. Leave that there. Then we're going to come along. We've got the first of the big guns and 169 pops over the end of that. I don't think I found number 169, did I? Right, so I need 169. There we go. Found it straight away. Why couldn't that have happened last time? sprue gates are massive on these end sections. I'm gonna have to glue them on and then round them off with the sander because they're too small for me to hold. Although, let's see, no, they're too big in the center for a cocktail stick. Right, just need oh, come on, where are you? No, that's no good for what I want. Let's get the other magic tool I have, which is this. Oh, apologies. Oh, where's my stick? Where's my stick? Hold on. In there. In there. No. You going in there? In there. In there. Come on. Come on. Oh, for the love of God. Oh, bloody hell. If this is my daughter. Hello? Yeah? 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 Yeah, no, I showed you at the cinema. I showed you at the cinema. No. Oh, right. I'm going to have to go, Dad, because I'm doing a live show at the moment. All right. Bye. Just count to 10. Right. Count to 10. I'm there. I'm there. What was I doing? Yeah. So this is basically a sanding pencil, I guess. I bought some of these because I thought they looked really cool, but the unfortunate thing is, for some reason, the sanding material doesn't stay on the point very well. It's sort of let's see whether it's enough though. If it's enough to get this on, then we're okay. Oh, what do you know, it's worked. Excellent. So they've actually paid for themselves if I see, that's the only downside to this flexi sander. It is superb at doing round things, but when it comes to small round pieces like this where it's thin and you've only got that to play with, you have to have excellent perception over, you know, where and I think I'm going to be better off when it comes to small pieces like that. You're better off with a small regular sander. I think in this case a thinny stick is too thin still, so we want let's try this one. Yeah, that's better. So basically just keep turning it very slowly. We just want to get rid of the evidence of the sprue gate, which is just there. And this one sits I'm not sure exactly how that sits. There is no placement for it there. That's confusing. So according to that, they're saying, according to the drawing at the bottom, they're saying it sort of goes, I'm basically gluing this front in here because there is no little locating peg on the barrel. No, so and there's not even one showing on the drawing up here. So, and it specifically says Okay, so I'm going to have to, on this occasion, I'm going to have to, using the drawings at the bottom as my guide. That might be why they're there. Because so far that's right. That one's a little bit shy of the gun hole. That one's exactly on the gun hole, and this one will be sort of part out like that. So okay, we'll have to do it that way. Now the thing is, that barrel is out that side. I'm just wondering, because if I put that, as they say, let me just check this. I wonder if I've pushed that barrel in too far there. If I have, then that would explain why it's a little bit in the way of. Let's just get that front on first. Actually, let's put a little bit of glue down there. Just put a little bit there. I don't know whether I'm going to need it, but barrels come out. Let me see if I. Now my worry is that the minute the wings flex at all, the minute the wings flex, all the glue's going to crack underneath and come off. Let me just have a look what's left in that bottle. Oh, it's quite a bit, but it's a bit murky. I think it might be just going to need a little clamp, I think, just to hold it all in place while it dries. Well, not that one. Oh, actually, maybe that one. That might be perfect, actually. There we go. Let's pop a little bit under the back. I've got a longer clamp for that. I don't really want to use anything that's too too short. All my long ones are a bit over the top, like the one that is long enough has got the spring tension of a Ford truck. So I don't think that's going to be. Is that going to be enough? Hold on. Might be enough. Yeah. Right, and how are these looking? Yeah, that one's still a little bit loose. So now it's on the front. We've got enough on the front there. What we can come along and do is just pop. You can't see. This gun here is still a little bit loose because it's only being held by that pin there. It is touching at the back though. So now it's got a good enough hold. It's not going to fall off. We'll drop some under there and just gently touch that so that it gets started, because it's not under a great deal of resistance at the moment. Great deal of pressure, sorry. So when I let go, it's not going to all spring back. There we go. And this one, is this one the same? I thought that one was a stronger. Let's see if we can put a little bit under there, just to add. There we go. They're looking okay, excellent. And then we pretty much got to do the same the other side. What are we at? 1:19. So I'm going to have to finish in a minute because my daughter's coming over and don't get to see her very often. So I need to, let's just put these two bits together. And this basically just sits on there like that. Oh yeah, they're just sitting there like that. It's brilliant. There's some flashing there, but nobody's going to see inside. So come on, stop being so stingy. And that one, there we go. Now these are going to be, I've got a funny feeling, are they a brass colour? I'm not exactly sure. No, 53 gunmetal as well. All right, okay. So that is going to sit next to that, I guess. Yeah. No. Yes, that's right. It's next to that. It's on a slight angle according to that, but doesn't really look like a slight angle looking at the drawing at the bottom. Perhaps it is when it's on. I'm looking at these two drawings at the bottom, which tell me where the guns end, where they come out of the gun ports. So that's what I've judged where I've put that last big gun. Let's see if we can just to finish off today. It would be nice to finish on we'll get at least have the guns in. So these are not going to be seen. Oh. And looking at the same positioning. And again, it's just a case of popping it on and just wait until you start to get some sort of grip there. Pressing down too hard. So literally just leave that. It is loose, but the glue will take care of it in a minute. Then we can come back and do more with it. Then we've got a second one. which is the side. It's the first one, not the second one in, the first one. Right. That's that in. And then finally, let's put this gun in here. Of course, we need to do the same. What happened to the sharp? There we go. We do the same thing with this. There we go. We'll drop a bit of. Let's do sort of the. Keep forgetting about the camera. My apologies. There we go. So let's just round that off. Probably put that on the bottom side where it looks like I've taken too much off. Maybe not. Right. We'll drop some in the barrel to keep that held in place. This is Angela now. Hello.
Hello. We're just coming down to Morrison's and we're on our way.
Right, okay.
So we'll be about 20 minutes.
Yeah. They sell any black card in Morrison's?
Do they what?
Sell black card, do you know? Oh, no, it's all right. I meant to ring you and ask you to get some black card from Smith's. It doesn't matter.
I wasn't actually going into Morrison's because I've already done Morrison's.
Oh, right. Leave it then. It doesn't matter. I can get it another time. I don't think...
I am going past Morrison's, so if you want me to run in and have a look.
No, leave it, because I doubt they'll have it. And even if they do, it'll be very small. I can get a bigger sheet from Smith's.
You're in town Thursday,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing a live thing, so...
Okay. How's the dog?
All right.
All right. See you in a bit.
Bye. All right. So then we're on to the last gun. Last barrel. Roll out the barrel. La, da, 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 da. Roll out the barrel. Now see the this is better for that. Oh, it's very quiet today. Rob's saying he just pushed the barrels in later and glued. He didn't put all that in. I'm guessing he means all this. He just cut that off and just glued the barrel ends in. I might be trying to do a bit of a display. We've seen many people do the display with the wing open on one side, and you can see the gun with the ammunition belt. I'm probably going to try and do that as well, because I do like the look of it, and I've never done it before, so it'd be interesting. I don't think I could do that though, that just chop off the barrel, if that's what you're saying, and just glue that in later. To me, I wouldn't be able to do that. I would have to do this just the way I am, unfortunately. But yeah, if you want to, you don't have to do all this, as Rob so rightly points out. And this one needs to go roll out the barrel. Right. And that's going to go that way. So boom shakalak. Let's see if we can get wind your belly, listen your belly. All right, there we go. Now I think that should be okay to lift off there and move over to that one. And, let me just check now. Yeah. Yes. And yes. So we have yes, we have good gluing all around now. So let's bring that in. I need to get a little bit under there. And I'm out of clamps at the moment. Oh no, I know what that we could come in from this side and do that. Ta-da, as if by magic. And there we go. I'm going to leave that at there today. It's been a hectic morning. I apologise for all the ringing of the ringing phones, the door knocks, the dogs barking. I apologize completely. It's just unfortunate that the best time to do these is when everybody's out of the house. But the flip side of that is I've got to take care of the dogs. As you can see, that things can be absolutely mayhem, and it doesn't help that I can only walk very, very slowly. So it takes me time to get to where I'm going, to pick up the phone if it's not with me, and so on. So indeed, some days I can't even manage that. So I tend not to do a broadcast at all on days when I can't walk, because if anything rings, I've just got to sit here and look like a muppet. So thanks for watching anyway. Hope you've enjoyed it. All right, Rob. Yeah, I see. And next time when we come back, we shall be, let's see, we'll be painting this. We'll be priming the inside. I'm just looking at the instructions now. We've got the belt feeds to go on. And then we'll make the wheels, and then we're looking at doing a session of painting, really, priming the wing and the wheels underneath, and then coming back and starting to get some paint in various areas. Yeah. So, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.